So making his way to the boxing ring is France's Moreno FENDERO, preparing for his fourth bout of Tashkent 2023. A 23-year-old who was actually born in the Central African Republic, the capital Bangui, representing France. Started boxing in 2013.
Representing Cuba, it's Yoenli HERNANDEZ Martinez.
And he faces the formidable figure of the reigning world champion from Belgrade 2 years ago. That is Cuba's Yoenli Feliciano Hernandez Martinez, to give him his full moniker. And you see his name in the back in gold. That is a privilege that reigning world champions or Olympic champions, champions on the global stage, have here at the IBA World Championships. Otherwise, the letters must be in white, but there you see Feliciano emblazoned in gold on the back of that magnificent blue jersey of the Cuban boxer. There his compatriots up in the stands as he looks to return to the gold medal bout.
Argentina and the Kingdom of Thailand. And when the action begins, your referee by the bell in the center of the ring, representing the IBA by way of India, with referee Manoj Kumar.
So Manoj Kumar of India is our referee.
This is round number 1.
And we are underway. 75-kilogram middleweight action at the semi-final stage between boxers from France and Cuba. And the man wearing blue has made a very fast start indeed, and that is Yoenli Feliciano Hernandez Martinez from Camgui. Man operating out of the southpaw stance, wearing red, who just scored with a good right hand to the body during that cluster, is Moreno FENDERO. But looking to establish his credentials straight away is Hernandez. And again, for FENDERO, he will be inspired by facing off against the reigning world championship gold medalist, and that is what Hernandez will have faced every time he steps into the boxing ring. That target on his back, highlighted as he's demonstrating wonderful movement in the pocket, protecting his chin with his forearms and shoulders, making his man miss once again. He'll be downloading all of this information, just seeing what tendencies the French boxer has as he bustles his way forward once again, the more compact figure wearing red. But he's such a composed operator, is Hernandez Martinez. He came out in the first 15 seconds of this contest and really set his stall out. There's a beautifully picked left uppercut between FENDERO's gloves. There he's looking for the same shot once again. As again, just operating out of the shell defense while on the ropes. Gets in between the gloves of FENDERO. And again, wonderful punch picking through the middle and around the corner before ghosting back out of range. FENDERO can see how compact he is as a 75-kilogram middleweight, well designed for work on the inside. But he's got to try and close the gap first of all. As Hernandez looking to land to the body to slow down the front foot pressure. Beautiful right uppercut once again, landed on a chin that was unprotected because FENDERO was throwing at the same time. And again, these aren't heavy shots being put forth by Hernandez, but so accurate, able to just snake in between and behind the gloves. There he drops down with a good shot to the body. Uppercut, then hook once again. Bolo shot to the body. Beautiful bolo once more. Downstairs, slung in by Hernandez. FENDERO trying to close the distance, but he spent majority of this opening 3 minutes beyond his own punching range. There he bustles forward once more, did get inside and let 3 shots go. One of them was blocked, but for the majority he's been subject to brilliant ring generalship by the reigning world championship gold medalist. Friendly love tap let go after the bell, but for my money, That should be a clean sweep of the cards in favor of the man in red. Well, can't say it's a clean sweep, but I think that the man in red has won that clearly. What say the 5 scoring judges as we take a look at the ability of Hernandez to make his man miss and then make him pay. Terrific shot selection once again. And then no longer there by the time Fendero has pulled the trigger. So electing to remain on his feet while receiving instruction in that red corner. And by IBA live scoring will mean that the coaches are in receipt of the scorecards as well, as are the fans in attendance here at the Humo Arena. You should be out there in television land, but we've not yet received them. But for my money, this man won the opening round and won it well.
Round number 2.
So into the second round we go. There are the scorecards from round number 1. 10-9 across the board in favor of the reigning world champion, YoeNli Feliciano Hernandez Martinez, with a quite brilliant boxing display where he started aggressively before just managing the bout on his own terms. And to his credit, Fendero, having conceded the opening round across the board, has come out with greater urgency in the second round, because boxing at the tempo that he did in the first, well, it's going to be difficult to get himself back into contest if he boxes at the same pace once again. But to his credit, he's trying to step on the gas, but he's being met and matched in that regard by the wonderful shot selection of Hernandez, who again is scoring with hooks and uppercuts from the backhand out of that orthodox stance. Right hook on the release from Hernandez, left uppercut through the middle. Fendero again trying to land his bent arm shots, but perhaps he'll be well served to come with more than one phase of attack. There he's had a go, but then you see Hernandez come straight back. Fendero's got to come straight back again to try and make it first and third boxing, or make it more than one phase of attack. There he's had success to the body. He's got to come again and keep the pressure on, because at this type of tempo and this type of territory, Hernandez is clearly the superior operator. And that's no disrespect to Fendero, because he's had the dubious privilege of facing off against the reigning world champion. Right cross turned into a right uppercut. But you'd expect nothing less this deep into the tournament, the medal stage of the middleweight bracket. 37 boxers lined up to contest the middleweight division at 75 kilograms. And here we are down to the final 4. And YoeNli Feliciano Hernandez is boxing beautifully thus far. He's always on the edge of Fendero's range while in his own punching range. And that, again, is wonderful ring generalship, using the shell defense, protecting his right side with his gloves and tucking his chin behind his left shoulder. Fendero continues to fire away, and there he gets through with a left hand down the pipe out of that southpaw stance. But his successes, as he's picked off by 2 uppercuts which came underneath his high-held gloves, his successes too few and far between, as Hernandez just putting clear daylight between himself and his opponent here, remaining defensively responsible. But you have to admire the never-giving attitude being demonstrated by Fendero. So closing seconds of the second round, Fendero really did give it a go and was far busier as a boxer during this second stanza than he was in the first. But I don't think it's going to be enough to change the outcome. YoeNli Feliciano Hernandez swept the first round unanimously. And that round was just as dominant for my money, but how will the 5 scoring judges see it? So confirmation of the scores, another clean sweep of the cards. The judge from Morocco returning a 10-8 verdict. And such was the dominance of Hernandez. And remember, in IBA boxing, 10-9 is for a close round, 10-8 is for a clear winner, 10-7 for total domination. And such was the domination of Hernandez in that second round. Well, 10-8, you can see how that scorecard has been arrived at.
And we're seconds out. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your third and final round.
So into the third and final round we go. And Marino Fendero of France has got to do something dramatic and decisive if he hopes to turn the deficit that he faces. 20 points to 18 for 4 of the 5 judges, 20 points to 17 for the judge from Morocco who returned a 10-8 verdict in the second round. Fendero competing with all that he has as he's backed up by 2 accurate shots from that backhand. But again, assuming that his confidence isn't too badly dented, this will be a wonderful education for Fendero, because here he is, having secured at least World Championship bronze, but he's learning today against the ring craft of Yoenli's Feliciano Hernandez that there is another level that can still be attained. So that's going to mean work back in the gym, listening to his coaches, studying film, sparring, working on technique, just doing what he can do to expand his own repertoire within that compact muscular frame that sees him such an effective bustling middleweight. Just bringing his right foot through to turn southpaw momentarily on that half forward foray from Hernandez. But Hernandez, well, he's barely broken a sweat, and again, that is no disrespect to Fendero, but he is so comfortable up there in the boxing ring. He will be looking to return to the gold medal bout. That's an effective right hand slung into the body by Hernandez. And Fendero running out of time in which to land the finishing combination. So many outstanding middleweights down the years from the Caribbean island of Cuba, of course. Ariel Hernandez, Arlen Lopez, the Olympic champ at that weight in 2016 before moving up to light heavy 4 years later, or 5 years later because of the pandemic, was Tokyo 2021. But here it looks as though there is another one from that fantastic lineage, because Yoenli's Feliciano Hernandez is boxing beautifully and just demonstrating his variety now. Hooks and uppercuts, penetrating the defenses of the man in red. Fendero deserves immense credit because he's remained in there. He's continuing to pitch away. But again, he has been exposed to an entirely new level of boxing here in this semi-final contest. And it will be a return to the gold medal bout for Yoenli's Feliciano Hernandez Martinez of Cuba. And it will be a wonderfully earned World Championship bronze for Marino Fendero of France. A vast improvement on his elimination at the second preliminary round of the edition of the World Champs in Belgrade 2 years ago. I think the corner knows, so too does Fendero, but he can hold his head high, and hopefully we'll see him do that at the bronze medal rostrum on medal day. But for Yoenli's Feliciano Hernandez Martinez, it is a return to consecutive World Championship gold medal bouts. Nice to see that sportsmanship again between the boxers and the opposing coaches. Feliciano Hernandez Martinez keen to take up his position on the referee's right for the confirmation that will see him return to the gold medal bout.
Ladies and gentlemen, about 496 seconds to close after being 3 3-minute rounds and an elite men's and middleweight matchup. All your judges seem the same way, ruling in favor of your winner by points, declared by unanimous decision. To the blue corner, from Cuba, it's Yoenli Hernandez Martinez.
So Yoenli's Feliciano Hernandez Martinez prevailing comfortably. A 5-0 unanimous points decision victory. Second round was scored 10-8 for the judge from Morocco, but otherwise 10-9 across the board. And his customary post-bout celebration. But he will remain locked in and laser focused, because he is looking to make it consecutive middleweight golds. And who would bet against him, the man in which he's boxed at the semi-final stage. Immense credit deserves to be poured in the direction of Marino Fendero, competing in his second IBA World Boxing Championships. And it's a far better display this time around than he produced at his World Championship debut at the senior level in Belgrade 2 years ago. It's a place on the podium, $50,000 in his bank balance, and a brilliant bronze medal for Marino Fendero of France. But it's a return to